UFC 303. This is the weigh-in recap show, full card predictions, and the betting breakdown. Looking forward to talking about each of the matchups on this card after seeing the fighters on the scales. So make sure you guys smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe, turn the post notifications on. Make sure you share the video as well. And also note, I'm going to be live for the entire card. 303 Fight Companion going down Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Don't miss it. We're going to jump right into things. First fight on the card, we have Ricky Simón versus Vinicius Oliveira. I think Vinicius Oliveira is a live underdog. I have been picking him to get an upset win throughout the entire week because I feel like the danger factor is real here, and he also has a legitimate size advantage. Ricky Simón brings an offensive wrestling threat in the fight, and we've seen Vinicius Oliveira taken down in the past and even controlled. But he can definitely land more effective and damaging strikes, potentially putting Ricky Simón out. And even if it goes long, if Simón is doing mostly just control, but not doing any effective damage, in the modern striking, damage is the ultimate factor in the scoring criteria. I think Vinicius Oliveira is going to win this fight. Oliveira has a big striking edge, a big power edge, and a big size edge, and I see him taking home an impressive win. Let's see if the scales shift anything. We have Ricky Simón on the scale looking absolutely stacked. You can see every vein in his freaking arms. He looks in great shape. Next up, we got Vinicius Oliveira on the scale, looking calm, cool, collected, confident. Holy shit, maybe even a little bit too amped. The dude's got a ton of energy, a 28-year-old savage, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs against a legit vet. Second UFC fight taking on Ricky Simón. They're either trying to kill him off or there's a lot of faith in him. I believe there is some serious potential with Vinicius Oliveira. Dangerous striker, and he does have decent get-ups, and he has no quit in him either. I think he's going to get a knockout. And if he doesn't get a knockout, I think he gets a hard-fought win on the scorecards. I'm going with Vinicius Oliveira. He looks good. He looked confident as hell at the face-offs. You can see there the size advantage, but when he's standing up straight, there's even more of an edge. Leg kicks are a factor. Power punches, potentially knees up the center. This, to me, is Vinicius Oliveira's fight, and I think he's being overlooked. The bookies have him as a plus 200 underdog. I don't think that makes sense. Minus 235 for Simón. Yes, Simón has more high-caliber experience, but this is a really difficult stylistic matchup for him. Looking at this fight, knockout for Oliveira. Now you're playing high-risk territory. You got a KO at plus 350. Maybe you're thinking about going under minus 115, but why do that? If you're touching this first fight of the night, I think your dog are passing it. I think the money line of Oliveira is where the value's at plus 200, and I think he's pulling off a win. We're going Vinicius Oliveira, starting it off with a bang, a prospect that I am stoked about, and I think he's going to shine come fight day. So hype underdog, lock dog to come through, and he's at dog money. What better way? Next fight on the card, let's keep running up. We have Carlos Hernandez versus Rei Tsuruya. I like Tsuruya a lot in this fight here. I've been picking him throughout the entire week, and I don't have any shift of that in my mind possible unless he came in with some unexpected beer belly. That ain't happening at 125. Rei Tsuruya is a grappling specialist. He's a savage on the floor, and we're going to check him out on the scales to see how he looked. We have Hernandez first, who comes in decent shape. He's an NPC style of fighter. What do I mean by that? He's like average level. He's incredibly average. Tough guy, fights hard, split decision against Altamirano, some losses amongst better guys, and he's going to lose here. Tsuruya, he's got something special about him. He looks like an anime character. How can you not get behind this Japanese grappling savage? Tsuruya is going to win. Let's check out the face-offs between these two. Let's see. How do they look nose to nose? You know what's funny? Tsuruya actually started it off in like a karate stance, but then we had like a more calm face-off here. But really with the face-off, it's not about how they look, spectacular stances and whatnot. I like comparison, you know, with the size. I'll say something. Hernandez a little taller. I think Hernandez could survive on the ground, but he's going to get outworked and outpositioned for 3 rounds. It wouldn't blow my mind if Hernandez went the distance, but he's going to lose the fight. That being said, my official pick is Tsuruya to win. I'm like losing his name. I'm fumbling the name worse and worse the more times I get it. Mr. Super Saiyan, Rei Tsuruya, minus 450. Carlos Hernandez plus 350 as a dog. I got Rei to pull through, even as a chalky favorite. Now, the under's expected at minus 210. Live, but there was a fight for Tsuruya against Climaco on road to UFC where he was tested and went distant. So this could end up being a difficult fight here. So I wouldn't lay everything on, winning by finish for him. Him to win by a finish, Tsuruya by submission plus 180, inside distance is minus 175, decision plus 235. The betting of this site of the fight is ugly, right? You really can't make much on a money line, and you got to go risky with the prop. But I do think Tsuruya is live to win by first round sub. Just to read off what that line is, this is DGen, plus 450, upwards of plus 500. I'm saying he gets it done. I'm saying he puts pressure on Hernandez early on, makes him uncomfortable, and finds a submission in the first round. That's the official call. But ultimately, Hernandez, a savvy veteran, and the toughest fight of Tsuruya's life, I'm going to say still Rei pulls through. So Super Saiyan Rei for the victory, man. Next fight on the card, we have Andrei Arlovski versus Martin Buday. Arlovski is 45, and Buday usually shows up pretty fat. So the weigh-ins were something here that I was taking into more consideration because I really want to see how a nearly 46-year-old Arlovski looks against a guy that used to be, super obese. Now, I've been picking Arlovski to win a split decision. I think he gets it 29-28 on 2 out of the 3 judges' scorecards. And when you're picking a split decision call as method of victory, that is not high confidence. There is Buday, who looked like his typical self, but I won't lie to you. When I watched the video highlights of the weigh-ins as opposed to actually just looking at, the picture, he looked a little leaner than normal. But, here he looks fat. Oh, Arlovski looks 40s. Ooh, I don't like Arlovski's physique. Man. He looks old. Old man looking Arlovski. Fuck. This is one of those fights. I picked Arlovski, but it's more for the fact that Buday is not very good. I think he's so slow. I think at 46, Arlovski's faster than him. It's just, has the testosterone level diminished? You know what I'm saying? Is he hypogonadal? Arlovski at one point was a testosterone-infueled champion. Now, he's almost 46 years of age. He's not the same. Could he win a split decision? Maybe. Oh, I don't want to pick flip. Like, how can I pick flip for, Arlovski to titties, bro? I got titties now. I'm going with the fucking physique doppelganger of Chris Farley. If he, laid off a couple Big Macs, rest in peace to the comedy legend. How the fuck can I do that? I can't. I'll stick with Arlovski, but if there's one pick on this card that I will not be surprised at being an L, it'd probably be a 45-year-old Andrei Arlovski losing to a mid-tier guy like Martin Buday. But still, I have faith in the Pitbull. If he shows up to his best level, he can technically outbox Buday, stay off the cage, and win it on the scorecards. I'm going with Arlovski. I'm sticking with my guns. There's no pick flip with this one here. Plus 230 range for Arlovski. Buday minus 270 range. Arlovski decision plus 240. Over 2.5. I don't know. I got a good feeling about over 2.5. Forget about everything about the prediction, okay? Over 2.5. Minus 165. Over 2.5. Minus 165. I'll reiterate it. I think he's going over 2.5. Give me Arlovski to win as a dog. But, definitely not one of the best dogs you can bet on simply because he's, almost 46. But I'm picking him against chubby boy Buday. Let's keep running. Ladies going after it in the next one. Michelle Waterson-Gomez versus Jillian Robertson. I've been picking Michelle Waterson-Gomez because she's faster. She has good takedown defense. She's a solid striker. She's been in there with elite competition. Jillian Robertson hasn't really beaten anybody good. Yeah, she's looked okay in her last 4 wins over Mariah Agapova, Piera Rodriguez, who's all right. Rodriguez all right. Tabitha Ricci lost. Ricci's decent. Poliana Viana win. Michelle Waterson-Gomez. Marina Rodriguez lost. She's a savage. Amanda Lemos lost. She's a savage. Luana Pinheiro lost. Close split decision. Pinheiro's kind of meh. Pinheiro's okay. He's not that good, though. So, split decision there. But she fought hard. Marina Rodriguez beat the shit out of her last time. That was a bad loss. I'm going with Waterson by a close decision. I think she'll stay upright on the feet. I think she'll touch her up with strikes from the outside, and I think she's going to get it on the judges' scorecards. Now, let's look at the scales and let's see, how does a nearly 40-year-old karate hottie look? Well, Robertson, we knew looked good. She looks solid, in shape, ready to go with the red hair. Okay. She looks ready to rock. She looks lean as hell. Look at those lower abs. She don't look 38. Michelle Waterson-Gomez somehow still looks 29. Holy hell. She looks in amazing condition. I think this might be the best physique we've seen from her in a couple years. Stick with my guns. I'm not flipping anything here. I think Michelle Waterson-Gomez is going to pull off a decision upset against a younger Jillian Robertson, who at the end of the day has taken a ton of L's regardless of her age, 13-8. I'm going with Waterson-Gomez. She's never been easy to take down and control. She's not going to be easy to take down and control here. She's going to win against Jillian. So give me Michelle Waterson-Gomez to pull through. Let's check out the betting lines. What are we looking at odds-wise? Plus 159, give me Karate Hottie as an underdog. Robertson minus 184, it's Karate Hottie show. Minus 205 for the over 2.5, most likely. Waterson to win by a decision, the official pick, plus 190. I got the underdog, Michelle Waterson-Gomez. I think she can pull through. Hard one on the scorecards that she wins. I feel like she can shine here. I'm not writing her off yet. She's still quick. She's still athletic. She's still mobile. She still looks very primed physically to me. And nothing is telling me she's washed. A loss to Marina Rodriguez last time, one of the best women's damn strawweights. Give me Karate Hottie over Jillian Robertson. Let's go. Let's keep running. Next fight on the card, we got Payton Talbott versus Ghemmouri. This should be the essence of a squash match. This should be the tomato can versus the rising star that's, got the masses talking about him. He's got everybody excited. I don't know. He's got the juices flowing. Payton Talbott should have a significant boxing advantage here. He's way more powerful than Ghemmouri. He connects cleaner. He's just better. Ghemmouri's an okay kickboxer, but he never really was that impressive. He fought against Gomez, boring fight, loses. It wasn't even a body kick KO, though. It was a pseudo nut shot. It kind of lifted his cup, but the ref didn't call it as a low blow. He turned around. That's it. Fight over. It's more of like a DQ. A DQ, like turning it back, but whatever. It's a TKO loss. I think Payton Talbott knocks him out for real. Now, granted, Ghemmouri's down a weight class from 45. Is more natural weight, and he's taking on Payton Talbott. Give me Payton Talbott to beat him up. I think Payton Talbott lands some bombs in this fight. Ghemmouri might make it into the second round, but I do think he ends up having a similar fate to Simón. I think Cameron Simon's better than Ghemmouri, so this is kind of like a step down for Talbott. I'm telling you, this is a showcase opportunity for him. Now, let's look at the scales. Not that anything is going to change here. Ghemmouri, he looks like a knockoff Dagestani. Little creepy Dagestan mix, you know what I'm saying? He looks hillbilly. Looks like a French hick. That's funny as hell. He looks ripped, though. I give him credit. He's in great physical condition for this fight at 135 pounds. And I got a tear in my eye right now. So emotional about how great he looks. No, it's actually some burning in my eye from a sweat drop that just landed right in it. But it's all right. Payton Talbott looks good. Confident, poised. Look at the back shot. It's the Payton Talbott show. This fight shouldn't be close. And if somehow it ends up being close, it's a bad thing. There's the face-off. Ghemmouri looks bigger than expected at the face-off. He's in great shape, but I don't think he's spoiling Payton Talbott's quick rise in the UFC. Not what I'm going to predict. Now, minus 2,000 for Talbott, what can we even do? Plus 1,100 Ghemmouri, there's nothing to do. Over 1.5 minus, there's nothing we can do, man. Knockout for Talbott, minus 165. Yeah, he won by decision against Reyes Cortez on Contender, though. It could go distance. I'm hoping for a KO, but damn. Shitty betting lines here. Is there anything weird we can bet? Talbott KO or decision is minus 550. I mean, KO or decision at minus 550, if you have that, parlay that shit as opposed to the minus 2,000, because I'll be shocked if he ends up landing like a flying triangle or an armbar. Payton Talbott by knockout's the official pick. I'm sticking with my guns, but you can't bet a money line, and he's kind of a really shitty parlay addition now. Sad, but Talbott wins. Dominance. Next fight on the card, Charles Jourdain versus Gene Silva. Throughout the week, I've been picking Gene Silva, and I've been worrying about the pick. I won't lie to you a little bit. And then Gene Silva misses weight. Came in heavy, 147.5. He's a pound and a half over. Gene Silva, make your fucking weight. Charles Jourdain's a hard stylistic matchup. He can move really fast, kick from the outside. I don't know. Gene Silva's still unproven as hell. It's just he's got some badass potential. He brings pressure and big power shots. But are we overlooking Charles Jourdain because of maybe a mid-performance last time with Woodson? But Woodson's pretty good. Beating Hamosh, I like Hamosh a lot. I'm bitter about that. Beating Kron Gracie. Nathaniel Wood lost, who's decent. Shane Burgos, he almost beat. It's almost like I'm asking myself, why am I picking Gene Silva? Why? I have a chance to reassess and change things. Let's look at the scales. I don't know. I'm feeling some type of way about this one. Gene Silva doesn't look great here. He didn't look confident here. I mean, he looks disappointed. Doesn't look like he had the hardest weight cut ever. He looks fairly lean. I don't know, miscalculated. Jourdain looks in great shape, man. Jourdain's fought some elite competition, too. Nathaniel Wood, Shane Burgos. I know they're losses, but still big names on the record. Sean Woodson was really good. Gene Silva's biggest fight of his life was against Weston Wilson. And I'm picking against Jourdain? Am I delusional? Pick flip it. I'm changing it. I don't know. I just feel like Jourdain might stay away from him. Now, betting-wise, man, not interested. Coin flip. If you want to just coin flip, bet it. All right. But something is telling me Jourdain's going to take a decision. He's going to be faster. Gene Silva's going to be chasing him a lot. He's going to be unable to land big shots. And then Jourdain's going to get a decision, 29-28, 30-27, like a veteran lesson type of thing. So give me the more experienced UFC fighter. I'm flipping it. The weight miss, the face-off, the energy that I'm feeling. Jourdain looks in great shape. You know what? I'm giving some love to the Canadian Savage, Charles Jourdain. I am flipping my pick. I'm going with Charles Jourdain to win. Odds are -120 Jourdain. They've been flip-flopping throughout the week, but he opened as a 2-1 favorite. So there's value on betting Jourdain at -120 against an inexperienced guy, +100 Silva. This has not been a fight that I've been all over the betting side. The over 2.5 at -180 makes sense. The pick flips, beware, okay? So if you're jumping on the pick flip with me, note there is a certain hesitancy you got to have to bet in pick flips because it could be all over the place. I'm pick flipping because uncertainty is riding with it. I'm like, man, I was on Gene Silva with 57% confidence, but I'm not lying to you. It dipped to 47%. So how am I not going to call Jourdain now? What, just to say, oh, yeah, I stuck with it. I was right the first time. Oh, shit, I lost. Something's telling me that Jourdain's going to win, and I'm going to go with that something telling me. I'm going with the gut. I'm going with Charles Jourdain to win a decision. Good fight. Pick flip. Haven't had one in a bit. I'm glad to have one today for this big card. Let's jump to the next one. Cub Swanson versus Andre Fili. I've been picking Cub Swanson to win all week. I've been picking Cub. No, I haven't. I've been picking Andre Fili. Is that a jinx? Hold on. I got to knock on wood. Let me recenter myself, Prochazka style. I've been picking Andre Fili to win all week. I've been thinking that little speed edge, the youth edge, the range edge, he's well-rounded. He should get a decision over Cub, or he could even clip him and put him down, but Cub does have a decent chin. Give me Fili to win. I think he pulls through. He's a chalky favorite. We'll look at the odds in a minute. Fili looks in great shape. He looks ready to go. And what, I'm going to write him off because Dan Ige punched him in the face and knocked him out? It's Dan fucking Ige. Dan Ige's a killer right now. Cub Swanson at 40, he looks good. I like Cub Swanson, man. He's a family man. He's with his kids and stuff. So I think he's going to give a good show. Hard fight. He's going to fight his ass off. But he's going to lose the fight. But he's going to give a tough test to Andre Fili in loss here. Note that Cub Swanson almost lost to Dawodu. I don't know, coin flip decision. He thought Dawodu won at the end. I thought Dawodu won at the end. It is what it is. That fight's done with. I think Andre Fili's going to get a legit win over him. So we're going Fili to win it on the judges' scorecards as the official pick, and it's -210. The line's come down. He opened as a dog. It's so weird to me. It was big, man. It was -250 past few days. -210's a lot better than that. Over is -110. I get the risk with the over, but I do think Fili wins. Fili decision +200. I don't know. I feel like I'm confident in this 2-1 favorite Andre Fili. Something's telling me that he's going to win this thing. I think Fili money line or Fili money line in a parlay is your best bet with this one here. I mean, you could touch an over, but there is good hand speed on the side of Fili, and he does have some sting in his shots. And Swanson, he's 40 now, minus 110 for the over 2.5. But I don't know. Fili in a parlay sounds better. So we're going with touchy Fili to win, sticking with him. There's no shift here, and there's no jinx on what I said originally, okay? Let's keep on running. Next fight is our featured prelim of the night. It's Joe Body Bags Pyfer versus Marc-Andre Barriault. I think Pyfer is good to go here. I've called Pyfer the lock this week. I think he's going to touch Marc-Andre Barriault with some tremendous punches. His boxing is just simply cleaner, better, more powerful. He's faster. He's younger. He's got every advantage here. Reach advantage, height advantage. Marc-Andre Barriault's a good scrapper, but he's going to lose. I think Pyfer's got a real chance to knock him out, but he doesn't have to knock him out. Joe Pyfer can win a decision and go back and watch him fight Jack Hermansson in the first and second round. He looked good. If it's a 3-round fight, maybe he's winning against Jack Hermansson, but it was a 5-round main event and he lost. Marc-Andre Barriault lost a tough split decision to Chris Curtis. Yes, I'm using MMA math for a second. Chris Curtis got destroyed for 3 rounds by Jack Hermansson. He wasn't close at all. Joe Pyfer's pretty good. Joe Pyfer's going to win here. And he's improving. At only 27, the rate of improvement every fight is going to be tremendous. The loss to Hermansson is not a bad thing, really. Yeah, on paper, it's an L, but it's a good lesson to learn. Halt the momentum a little. Joe Pyfer's going to win. I got Body Bags Pyfer, confidently. I think he's live for a knockout, man. I think he can sleep Barriault, but Barriault looks jacked. Barriault looks suspiciously jacked, bro. He's got that Canadian testosterone, bro. It's like Vitor Belfort when he was on the TRT in Brazil. I don't know what they got over in Canada. What the fuck they putting in the food? Barriault looks stacked. Pyfer looks pretty good, too. He's in good shape. Pyfer, he looks good. He looks good. All right, let's see. The face-off between the two. There's the face-off. All right, Pyfer kind of has like a weasel face. You see what I'm saying? He looks kind of like a weasel a little bit. But he can fight. It doesn't matter about the weasel look. Barriault, he looks like a savage. I won't lie to you. But I think Body Bags Pyfer gets him. A little bit better technically. The physiques and whatnot in this fight, it is what it is. It's close. Both guys in shape. Pyfer has swelled as a favorite. Minus 300 now. Wow. Barriault plus 258. The over is plus 110. My official pick is a Pyfer KO, upwards of plus 200. But, you know, you don't got to lay the hammer on a plus 200 KO unless you're really feeling it, because you could get a decision. Pyfer by decision is plus 185. I think Pyfer is a parlay piece. It's gotten wider at 3-1. It was originally around minus 260, minus 270, right? It was as low as, what, minus 205 last week. It's got a bit wider, but it's okay. Joe Pyfer should win. I'm going Joe Body Bags Pyfer to beat Marc-Andre Barriault. I think he lands the cleaner shots. I do think he ends up knocking Barriault out, but it wouldn't shock me. So KO or decision. Let's see if we got that prop. Now I got to look. Where's our KO or decision prop? KO or decision. Minus 180. I mean, what are the odds he submits Barriault? Probably low. I'd rather go minus 180 on KO or decision. If you got that available, boom, it makes it a less chalky-locky. But yeah, Pyfer for the W is the official call. Let's jump to our main card opener. If you guys haven't yet, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We got Ian Machado Garry versus Michael Venom Page. I am picking Ian Machado Garry to win, and I think he's going to have the goods for Michael Venom Page. I think he's going to be chopping at the legs, throwing hard punches, and maybe mixing in some takedowns too. Page is a tremendous point fighter from range, and he's a dangerous point fighter. I'm not saying he's a slapper or a tip-tapper. He's got vicious knockouts, but he hasn't knocked somebody out like an Ian Garry striking style. Garry is a polished kickboxer who's well-rounded, and I think he's got the goods, man. I think everything's coming together for Ian Garry right now. He's 14-0. I don't know. Beating Jeff Neal, I get it. It wasn't the most impressive. He used his height in that fight, but styles do make the fights. Neal is more of a, traditionalist kickboxing southpaw style, right, and uses heavy hands in his fights. Michael Venom Page is completely unorthodox to that. He's like a gamesmanship style, kind of cocky style. He's got his own flow going on. And I think Garry can make him pay and win a decision. So I'm going Ian Garry to win. I've been picking him. Michael Venom Page looks good on the scale. Note that at the press conference, Ian Garry accused Michael Venom Page's team of trying to get some inside info on him. Interesting. Seems like maybe that's added to Garry's confidence. Some people, after my press conference reaction, I saw in the comments were saying it's a bad thing. Oh, Garry's being overconfident. No, it's good to have that level of confidence. Intense face-off between the two. I think they're ready to throw down. I think these guys are going to make a decent fight. MVP's going to try to be slick from outside. I think Garry's going to end up on top at moments, land some big punches, land some big kicks to the legs, maybe even to the body too. Not that MVP doesn't have any moments, but Garry has more moments. I'm going with the 26-year-old Ian Garry to send back the 37-year-old former Bellator legend and Michael Venom Page. Odds for the fight, Page is plus 140. Garry is minus 160. Looking at Garry to win via decision, the official pick, plus 140. And now if he did knock him out, which is a stretch, but it could happen, plus 425. If Ian Garry knocks out Michael Venom Page, the stock is through the fucking roof right now. He's getting any fight he wants next. Minus 385 for the over 1.5. Maybe not a championship fight, but any contender fight he wants is going to be Garry's with a knockout win. And he's already spoken about Colby, about Shavkat, about Usman. I like the Colby fight best. Ian Garry for the W in this fight, and I'm damn excited to see it. Biggest fight of his life, and truly biggest fight for both men ever. I'm going with Garry to win. Next fight, ladies going after it. Mayra Bueno Silva versus Macy Chiasson. I think Mayra Bueno Silva is incredibly live in this fight here. She has a huge jiu-jitsu advantage. Macy Chiasson is a little sloppy in the grappling. She'll shoot kind of awkward takedowns. She'll make some mistakes on the ground and end up on the bottom. Bueno Silva has a knack for grabbing necks. She gets backs really well too. She's got really slick jits on the ground. She nearly had Raquel Pennington a couple times. Nope, Pennington tapped out Chiasson. I think Mayra Bueno Silva by submission. Don't write her off yet. She did strangle Holly Holm. Obviously, it was overturned to a no contest, but still did it regardless. Let's look at the scales. I'm jolting with energy today. Chiasson, she looks okay. I mean, she made weight. Look like she lost muscle in the process somehow. Interesting. She kind of has a Jimmy Flick style physique. Like, cover her face for a second. I wish I could cover it for you guys. Just on your phone, cover her face. Looks like Jimmy Flick's physique. Next one, Mayra Bueno Silva. She looks ready to go. Looks like Bueno Silva normally does. Confident. She's got a big grappling advantage. She's going to win the fight. And you know what's interesting is when you see them go face-to-face, you're going to say, damn, I thought Chiasson was going to be way bigger. But she doesn't look that much bigger. She's about, 3 inches taller in all actuality? Here's the face-off. 3 inches taller? It says she's 5 inches taller, but I don't know. And I'm not so sure Chiasson keeps it on the outside. She's decent from range, but she's not a slickster with the hands. She's not the queen of the jab. She likes to tie up and fight in the clinch, and that's Bueno Silva's world. Bueno Silva by submission. That's the prediction here. And I think she's kind of being doubted a bit. I mean, she's a minus 115 favorite, but she opened at nearly minus 200. She was even an underdog a few days back. Bueno Silva is a valuable money line simply because this is Miss Mark. She should be a 2-1 favorite. Former title challenger, went long with Pennington. Yes, she lost and she was underwhelming, but she almost had some submissions in the fight. And the danger threat in this one, I think is going to be too much to overcome for Macy Chiasson. So give me Mayra Bueno Silva. I'm calling submission, so forget about the over for me here. Bueno Silva by sub is plus 215. I think the money line of Bueno Silva is valuable, man. And I think you could potentially parlay her up in a real valuable money line. But I like Mayra Bueno Silva straight down the line to beat Macy Chiasson. We're going with her to get it done and work her way back into title contention. Maybe a Kayla Harrison fight with a win. We'll see. Let's jump to our featured bout of the night. Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. I've been picking Lionheart, Anthony Smith, throughout the week. Okay, Roman Dolidze is worrisome because he's been fighting real good competition at middleweight. His last 2 fights, he was fairly competitive in. He probably could have got a decision against Vettori in what was a close fight. Granted, middleweight fight. And then you look at the next one, Imava rocked him bad in round 1, nearly had him out of there, and then ended up winning a decision. Dolidze's got good smothering pressure, but he's really not a good striker. He's not technical. He's got power in his hands, but no technique. He's a wild shot, slanging, banging, striking style. And he's got good physicality, strength, and grappling. He's a good grappler. His jiu-jitsu is sick. Anthony Smith's got good jiu-jitsu too, though. He's got a little length advantage, even though height is about the same. Dolidze, reach is about the same. Height favors Smith by 2 inches. Dolidze is broader, right? The bigger shoulders, the broader shoulders gives you a little more reach. I think Lionheart could win, but he's a risky underdog bet. Just to be straight, he's an underdog bet in general, risky, right? But this is a risky underdog. Dolidze looks a little sleepy, though. Thick boy Dolidze. He's never looked good at light heavyweight. Go back and watch him fight John Allan. That fight was shit. At light heavyweight, he don't have the same goods. Anthony Smith needed a box to make weight, though. Anthony Smith looked kind of old on the scales. I don't know. I didn't like what I was seeing from Smith. But when does he ever really look impressive? Right? When is the physique of Anthony Smith something that we're jumping up and down talking about? That's not his thing. He's a fighter's fighter. Let's look at the face-off between the two. You can see Dolidze has more muscularity, sure. Coming up on short notice. Granted, Smith also took this fight on short notice. He was supposed to fight Alberg in the short notice spot. Now Dolidze jumps in on like a week's notice. Badass for Dolidze. It depends. If Dolidze lands takedowns, he could control him for 3 rounds, win with a little ground and pound from top, may even work a tired Smith over by submission. But Smith could have some effective striking. I don't know. Weird one. Weird fight. I won't lie to you. I have a little worry inside that Dolidze is going to beat him, so don't go crazy on your Anthony Smith dog bets, but fuck it. I'm sticking with my guns. I think Anthony Smith could clip him with something and hurt him. I think Smith could potentially win a decision here against Roman Dolidze. But I get why people are not on Lionheart. I get why there's certain people that are, though. Looking at the odds for the fight, Smith by KO is plus 425. Dolidze by decision, plus 215. Over 2.5, minus 102. What's over 1.5? Minus 220? I don't know. Over 1.5 might actually make a lot of sense in this fight because I can see a slow start. So maybe the over 1.5 is something if you're not touching the Smith money line. But if you are, good luck. I don't know. I'm unsure right now. I haven't yet. It's like I love some Lionheart success, right? Because I like the delusional memes, but Roman Dolidze, he's not that good, man. I'm going to pick Smith simply because Dolidze hasn't looked good at light heavyweight before. So we're going with Anthony Lionheart Smith to win against a blown-up middleweight in Roman Dolidze. Even though Smith's a former middleweight, it was a long time ago. Co-main event. Brian Ortega, Diego Lopes. I've been picking Diego Lopes throughout the week, and today we got notified. This fight is at 155, no longer 145. Ortega unable to make the weight. Lopes actually had to gain a little weight. I think he got up to 55. I'm surprised he didn't do a 150 catch weight, but I guess Ortega was anticipating jumping to 155 pounds for the Sphere card, and his plan is to now move up forthcoming after this. But let me tell you something. I expected Brian Ortega to put on some muscle. I'm like, okay, T-City at lightweight? And I mean, look how good Max Holloway did. There's Diego Lopes. He looks jacked. He looks like a lightweight. I'm not wondering. He looks fucking incredible. Are you fucking joking? Brian Ortega. Are you fucking joking? You know, I never realized he looks just like Vinny Chase from Entourage. Have you seen Entourage? He's his fucking doppelganger. The physique is mid, though. The physique is mid. Ass physique. I mean, there's no muscle gain. Where is it? He just didn't cut. That's interesting. I thought he looked like he blew up some mass. Look. He doesn't have muscle on him at all. I don't think he put on a pound of muscle moving up to 55. He's just not cutting. And he couldn't make the weight. Why? Was he pulling a Kelvin Gastelum? I know it worked for Gastelum, but different fight here. Yo, Diego Lopes is too primed for him. Diego Lopes is going to put a pace on him. He's going to start so damn fast. I will tell you, Brian Ortega got that OG aura. And you got to love some T-City. And I'm rooting for T-City after this to do some work at 155 and maybe make it into the rankings. But I won't lie to you. I don't love it. Is it because he's not motivated to cut weight anymore that he wants to fight at 55? Or is he committing to a strength and conditioning program? I don't think he's committing to a strength and conditioning program. It don't look like it. Give me Diego Lopes. I think Lopes might knock him out. I think Lopes can start fast, hurt him. He might even jump submission. He could get a rocked Anthony Smith in trouble and sub him up. Anthony Smith. A rocked Brian Ortega in trouble and sub him up. Minus 137 Lopes. Ortega plus 117. Over 1.5, minus 225. Let me tell you something. On Wednesday's show, this week's Best MMA Bets, I had every name of every fighter on the card in the hat, and Ortega was part of the 3-piece hat parlay. So, I don't know. The hat might know something that I don't. If you're looking for an oracle, this would be it if you're superstitious. So, if you're going with the hat, you're going Ortega. But if you go with me, you're probably going Lopes. Especially at 55, seeing how Lopes looks. But it's not one that I'm crazy about betting. It's like, let's find out what Lopes has. Maybe you're throwing Lopes in a long shot, but maybe you're throwing Ortega in the long shot, going with the hat call. Moneyline Diego Lopes, maybe. I think he wins. I think he could hurt him. It's a weird fight, though. So we haven't seen Diego Lopes fight a guy to the level of T-City. I think Lopes is live to win inside distance. I think he definitely could hurt Brian Ortega, but Ortega is historically durable. But it's not like he hasn't been dropped and rocked in fights before. He was against Yair in the first round. And what happens when he can't have grappling success? Because Lopes can stop the takedowns in every position on the ground that Ortega's good at. Lopes is maybe better at, or at least as good. Lopes will go out and win a hard-fought decision, too. Give me Diego Lopes, an emerging star, to beat Brian T-City Ortega. I'm going to predict that he hurts him in the fight and drops him. But I don't know for sure if he finishes him. Knockout sub could be live, but it wouldn't blow my mind if we go 3. Diego Lopes should get it done, though. I see him winning. Little size advantage, nothing too crazy as far as the height, but the physique-wise, I mean, Diego Lopes looks like the lightweight. Ortega looks like the featherweight. And Ortega wanted this fight at 55. That's blowing my damn mind. Let's jump to the main event of the evening. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you smash the likes. And if you're new, subscribe. We got Alex Pereira versus Jiří Procházka 2. All black magic aside, I'm picking Alex Pereira to win. I think he's going to knock Procházka out in the second or third round again. He's going to catch him with a big counter strike. I will not be surprised if Procházka is looking for takedowns, but when they're striking, you're going to see Pereira very effective from the outside with the low kicks, as he was last time, and the counter left hook is going to be something that's there, because Procházka, though he thrives in chaotic fights, he doesn't have the same precision as Pereira, and Pereira's counter shot ability is just too good. Pereira's too high level of a technical striker. Procházka only wins this fight on the ground, in my opinion. Yeah, sure, anybody can land a looping crazy shot, but probably not. I think Pereira sees everything Procházka throws at him, picks him apart patiently, and I think he's going to end up knocking him out again. But we have to look at the scales. How do they look? We got Procházka. He looks in good shape and ready to go. He's a badass. How do you not love Jiří Procházka? You all do, regardless of the pick. I love Procházka. Look at the flex. Procházka's a savage. Look at this animal. There's Alex Pereira, looks in great shape. Both guys championship weight on short notice. Oh, Payton, he's got a different aura to him now. He's leveled up. That Jamal Hill fight, he looked like a god inside of the damn cage. And I think he's better than the last time against Procházka. I think he's gotten better at 205. He's become more accustomed to the weight. He's got more power now. Let's look at the face-off. Look at it. Badass. Pereira in the full native headdress and makeup. Procházka looking like a samurai per usual. Intensity for sure. Procházka's asked Pereira not to use black magic. He said it's no magic, just hard work and training. And that's really funny that Procházka's accusing him of using black magic to win these fights, like some ancestral shit, like Deontay Wilder claimed to use ancestral spirits in boxing. Maybe Pereira's doing it, but he says no. There's the face-off. We're going to find out who's the baddest. I think it's Alex Pereira. In a most badass fight you can get, this is a rematch that I can't wait to see. We saw it last time. Pereira dropped Procházka, finished him off on the ground. You can say Goddard stopped it early, but Procházka was mounted, and he did look like he went out. Now they run it back. He gets a chance to right the wrong. I think Pereira's in a counter shot, catch him again. Looking at the odds, Pereira minus 145, Procházka plus 125. Give me Payton. And still, over 1.5 is risky at minus 175, but I think it's live to go over. Takedowns landed, tie, plus 350. If you're going takedowns landed, you probably favor Procházka. I could see Procházka landing more takedowns, for sure. If Pereira takes him down, I'll be kind of shocked. Pereira inside distance, minus 115. Pereira KO, minus 110. That's the official pick. Procházka sub, plus 900. That's a D-Gen bet. Let's see. Anything else crazy that we're looking at that I want to talk about? Let's see. We're going through everything. Procházka wins by KO via doctor stoppage, plus 3,300. Pereira wins by KO kick. Let's see. What's Pereira by KO punch? Do we have punch? No, we have knee. We have all weird shit. Pereira most significant strikes, minus 110. Procházka most takedowns, minus 400. Some really interesting bets. Round by round. Holy shit. I think Pereira's getting a knockout. That's the official prediction. Payton, Alex Pereira via KO at pretty much even money down the center. And he's not a big favorite either at minus 145. So it's definitely not a crazy money line to attack or something to parlay up and you throw some heat on a main event. I got Alex Pereira to beat Procházka a second time. He's going to win. And he's going to look like a god out there. Alex Pereira and still champ at the end of it, taking out one of my favorites, Rei Procházka. How do you not love him? He's a badass. It's just, this is Pereira's time. We're not done yet. Those are the predictions for the full card, but I do want to talk about the post-weigh-in parlays. So, the hat parlay, if you don't know what it is, I'm going to list it to you now. The hat told me, this hat here, with every fighter name in it. Pyfer, that was the final leg, right? Ortega was the second leg, and first leg was Ian Garry. So if you're looking for the hat trifecta, that is it, and that brings you some solid plus money. But after the weigh-in, what am I thinking? Where is my head at? What do I want to do? I'm looking for confidence. I want confidence. I don't want to throw too much risk factor in. I think Touchy-Feely's got a real good chance to win. I really do. I think Bueno Silva also has a good chance to win. I really do. And I think Pereira wins at the top. Plus 406 for those three savages. Now, we'll take them out, we'll clean the slate, and we'll do a little different. Maybe you don't want the ladies fight. Maybe you just want to go with Pyfer. Listen, Joe Pyfer in a parlay, Pyfer Pereira, P Savagery, plus 134 for that. Now, if you like Pyfer and Fili, plus 100 for that, that brings you in a good zone. If you think Charles Jourdain's going to win and maybe he's an undervalued favorite, you could go Jourdain, Pyfer, Fili, those three. But you can even take Pyfer out. Maybe you just want Jourdain and Pereira. Let's see. What's some alternate I can do? I want to create a Bueno Silva value only. Bueno Silva, Jourdain, plus 282. I think that's live to hit as well. There's going to be something that hits money, man. I'm trying to think. Do we do any overs? This fight's probably going long. Over 2.5 there. I do think Garry wins. But Gary's riskier in a parlay. But you could do a Garry parlay, for sure. You could throw Garry in something. Something's telling me Fili could be a good addition. Fili, Pereira, Pyfer. The over in the Garry fight. Bueno Silva. And you throw it on Waterson-Gomez. Vinicius Oliveira if you're a degen. Plus 2,941. If you're looking for that degenerate money, but like obviously Pyfer the lock, Fili's a good call. There's confident picks throughout. The issue is confident picks I have here. Tsuruya should win, but he's a huge favorite. Talbott should win, and he's a huge favorite. Those two together is minus 317. So if you're putting those in, you want to mix and match it with that. You add in Pyfer, you're not even breaking even. It's minus 126. You're adding in Fili plus 165. Okay, now we're talking. Maybe you're like, yo, I can't trust Tsuruya. I don't believe in him yet. Now you only got plus 114, but at least you got plus money. But if you took Talbot out, how much worse is it really going to get? Plus 101, you're not getting much unless you throw in $100 at it. You're making 16 bucks. Pyfer, Fili, Pereira, plus 245. Good feeling. Pyfer, Fili, Bueno Silva. Pyfer, Fili, the over rounds in the Garry fight, plus 191, or maybe you go over rounds in the ladies fight, Robertson and Waterson-Gomez plus 212. Maybe you parlay that up with a close money call of Jourdain plus 495. There's something. There's an idea for you. I don't know. There's a value parlay that actually I'm going to do right now. Pure value. All right? We're going to do it right now. We're going to go. Where's our guy? Do we have it on? Come on, we got to make sure. There we go. Okay. Where is a Jourdain? Jourdain, Bueno Silva, plus 282. Pyfer, okay, plus 421. Fili, plus 669. Pereira, plus 1218. Degen, but live for a little savage call. I mean, then if you add it in, Talbot, you got a little love with him. If you add in Tsuruya there, then you get a little more love. Plus 1633 or something. And to finish it out, I'm just going underdog savagery. Vinicius Oliveira, plus 205 as a dog. I mean, if you start the night off with him in a parlay, I mean, maybe you go Waterson-Gomez, plus 708. This would be degen AF, man. I'm not even telling you to tell. I'm just telling you about this. Fili, Pyfer, Bueno Silva, plus 1517. Then if you add Pyfer, plus 2104. Fili, plus 3154. Jourdain, plus 6,000. Pereira, plus 10,000. All right, we're going degen. I'm going crazy. Bet intelligently. Don't just degenerate it. Don't degen it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of the Weigh-In Recap Show. UFC 303 going down tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune into the Full Card Fight Companion. Let me know in the comments some of your favorite picks. What'd you think of the weigh-ins? And definitely let me know what you thought of my picks. I want to hear from the people. W in the comments if you got nothing to say. Thank you all for the continued support. Make sure you subscribe and smash the like button on your way out. And turn on those post notifications too so you don't miss a video or live stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.